Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be telling you how to buy your first buy-to-let investment property. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tosin Ibitoyi. I'm a property investor, and my partner and I have grown our property portfolio to over £1 million over the past couple of years. And on this channel, we document our journey to financial freedom. So in this video, I'll be walking you through how to search out your first property investment, how to search out your first investment property, the numbers involved, and the things to look out for, as well as the technical jargons and taxonomies that you need to familiarize yourself with. And at the end, I have a bonus tip for you. So let's jump right in. A lot of people want to make money from property investment, and oftentimes they want it to be passive income. So to a large extent, yes, it can be passive, because once you buy a property and you're getting rental income from it, yes, it's passive. You're not, doing any active works to it. You leave it to the letting agents to handle all of that. So it can be passive. But I should warn you that initially, at the start of the acquisition of this investment property, it's not going to be a passive activity at all, because you have to search out the property, you have to view the property, you have to do a bit of works to the property to get it ready for tenants to move in. So that initial stage of it is not passive at all. So let's first of all tackle the steps to acquire your first property. So first, you want to search out your area that you want to invest in. So you want to research what yields per area within a particular borough or within a particular country, and in this case the United Kingdom. So I'll link a video in the top right hand corner where we explain, for the year 2025, the areas you want to be looking at and the yields that they offer. So yes, you want to investigate and research your area that you want to invest in. Then you want to go to property search engines and search for the particular property that you're after. So initially, you need to know what kind of property you're after and what your budget is. So if you know you have £100,000, you can't be looking for 5-bedroom properties, And you want to know that, okay, is it going to be a HMO? Is it going to be, a single let? But if you're starting out and you don't have that much funds, I would say you're probably looking for a single let 2-bed or 3-bed in some cases, depending on how far north you go. So once you've found the property that you're after, then you make an offer to the letting agent or to the vendor if it's a direct to vendor transaction. Once your offer is accepted, you want to instruct solicitors who will then go ahead and start conveyance on the property. And I'll link another video in the top right hand corner to explain what conveyance is. That it seems to be a very confusing concept where you don't even know what's going on in conveyancing, where it's like, okay, conveyancing. So yes, you instruct your solicitors to go ahead with conveyancing on the property, and towards the end of conveyancing, then you would exchange contracts, and then you would complete, and then you pick up your keys. So does the house need a bit of works? Then you would commission building contractors or builders to carry out the works on that property to get it tenant ready. Once the works are completed, then you can list the property on the market for tenants to come in. If you want to manage the property yourself, then it's no longer a passive investment. So you probably want to hand the property over to letting agents and let them just handle it for a fee. So you hand it over to letting agents and they get tenants in. Once the tenants move in, the first couple of months, there might be larger deductions such as, tenant finding fee and all this, onboarding fee. So you can pay all of these upfront, or you can just ask the letting agents if they do offer this option where they can take out their fees from the first couple of months. And once the tenants are in and they start, paying you rent, by the 4th month, you can say it's a passive investment and you're guaranteed a net income at the end of every month. And I should say, this transaction, you want to make sure it's done inside a special purpose vehicle, SPV, which is also another name for a limited company for tax efficiency. But on this particular topic, there'll be another video to explain the tax efficiencies of buying a property within a limited company. But I would advise that you speak with a financial advisor or a tax advisor on buying a property within a limited company. So now, to dive into the numbers of one of our very first properties that we purchased for investment reasons. This is a terraced 2-bed property in Stoke-on-Trent in the ST1 area. And if you're familiar with postcodes, you know that 1 in a postcode is the city center of any area. So yes, This is a 2-bed terraced property, single let offering. This property was purchased for £72,500. So I'll just run you through the numbers and what the net figure is at the end of every month and what the percentage return is on this property. So property was purchased for £72,000. The stamp duty on this property is 3%. So that is, if my math is still any good, that's £2,175. The 25%, which is the deposit that you need to show to take out a buy-to-let mortgage on an investment property, the 25% deposit required on this particular property is £18,175, which then leaves you with £54,125. When taking out a buy-to-let mortgage, which is the name of the mortgage you would typically take out on an investment property, which is also interest-only mortgage, you would need to provide 25% deposit of the value of the property to be able to secure that mortgage. This is the requirement on buy-to-let mortgages. Some lenders might go to 70%. Some lenders might say we would only offer you 60%, but the bog standard, the average deposit requirement is 25%. On this particular property worth £72,500, the stamp duty on this property is £2,175. The 25% deposit on this property is £18,125. The mortgage on this property is £54,375. The solicitor's cost on this property was £1,000. What else now? The product fee and every other fees associated with the mortgage was added onto the loan, so we didn't have to pay that upfront. The refurb cost on this property was £3,000, just to do quick bits and bob here and there to make sure the property was ready for tenants to move in. So that cost £3,000. The rent on this property was agreed for £525. The monthly payments, the monthly interest payments on this mortgage was £192. The estate agents, the letting agents fee was 10%, so 525%, 525 pounds. 10% of that is £52.50. And then the insurance on this property was £120, so that brings you to £10 a month for your insurance on that property. So if you are to calculate your net and gross of your rental income, you're looking at the rental revenue of £525. If you take out the monthly payments, the monthly interest payments of £192, you should be left with roughly £333. And then if you take out the estate agent fees, I think you'll be left with roughly £280, I think. And then if you take out the insurance of £10, you're left with £270. So £270 per month. So if you're looking at the annual revenue, actually, this is profit now. If you're looking at your annual profit on that property, that will be £270 times 12. And the reason why your 270 is your monthly profit is because your rental income is 525. So when you deduct every other expense, which is your letting agent fees, your monthly payments of your mortgage, deduct that, you deduct your insurance as well, you're now left with your actual profit on that property for the month. So to calculate your annual net profit on that property, that will be £270 times 12, which gives you £3,240. So I'll ask that you keep this number somewhere as your annual net profit on this property. So to calculate your yield on this property, which will be your yield, your return on capital employed, your ROCE, that will be your annual net profit divided by capital employed times 100%. And capital employed in this case will be the 25% deposit, which is tied into the property, your stamp duty, because it costs you that stamp duty to purchase the property. You had to pay solicitor's fees to purchase the property, and you had to refurbish the property to bring it up to standard. So that will be added to the capital that you employed to purchase this property. So the capital employed basically is everything it costs you to purchase the property. So to purchase the property, you have the 25% deposit, your solicitor's fees, your refurbishment cost, and your stamp duty, and that brings to a total of £24,300. So your return on capital employed will be £3,240 divided by £24,300 times 100, and that gives us 13.3333%. But that gives us 13% return on capital employed. That's way better than the S&P 500. But yeah, you're looking at a profit of £270 every single month on a simple 2-bed terrace property. Cost you £72,500. I think that's a good deal. If you believe this video has been helpful, I would ask that you please subscribe to the channel, or at least like the video. We've got a whole lot more videos coming, nuggets on property investment and property education as well. So please stick around, and I'll see you in the next one.